Hi everyone, in today's tutorial I'll be teaching you how to cut and sew this simple yet stylish kimono that you are currently seeing on your screen. Obviously I made this kimono with organza fabric, and the basic measurement you need to be able to cut and sew this kimono are the full length, the shoulder. The shoulder in this case is starting from center neckline to the wrist, because there's no joining on the shoulder of this kimono. The sleeve is cut together with the shoulder. There's no joining. So when you are measuring the shoulder in this case, you start from the center back neckline to the whole length, like to the wrist. If you want it to be 3/4 length, to the 3/4 length, and if you want it to be long sleeve, to the wrist. This particular one I made is from the shoulder to the wrist. So the first thing is you'll be needing at least 3.5 yards of organza, depending on the person's length. I know that, like I said earlier, there's no joining on the shoulder line. So the way you'll be folding it in a way that you will not need to join the shoulder line. So if the person's length is longer than 62, you will need more than 3.5 yards. But if the person's length is not longer than 62, 3.5 yards to be okay for you. So the first thing I did was to fold my organdy. I used organdy for this kimono, not organza. I used organdy. You can see that I measured it, and what I have here is 3.5 yards of the organdy. So you'll be folding it in a way that they won't be joining on the shoulder. See the way I'm folding it. You fold into two first. After folding into two, it's advisable that you pin this fabric because it's not stable at all. You can even press it so that it will be a bit relaxed for you to be able to cut it easily and conveniently. So after folding twice, you proceed to folding it again. That's fold of 4 now, just the way I did. And when you are done doing this, you should pin as well so that it's not moving around, because like I said, this fabric is not stable at all. So the next thing is to measure your shoulder line, starting from the center of the back neckline to the whole sleeve length. The sleeve length in this case is to the wrist. If you want yours to be 3/4, just stop on the 3/4 length, and if you want yours to be short sleeve, just stop on your short sleeve length. I'm just trying to trim all the edge so that everything can be smooth and equal. And I proceeded to cross-checking the length. This person's length is 60, and what I have here after folding is 63. I will be folding the down very big with that additional 3 inches. I will not be joining the shoulder, so I don't need any allowance at the upper part. So the first thing I did was to measure my sleeve length, and then I added allowance for folding it. I also folded the sleeve. I folded it very big with like 2 or 2.5 inch. So from there I'll be dividing the armhole by 2, and I'll be marking it. The armhole divided by 2, you put a mark at that point. What you will do next is, from that armhole, you will measure what you have up where your sleeve length is stopping. You measure it on the armhole side and mark it the way I just did. Proceed to marking it straight down the way I'm doing. After this, I'll be adding the sewing allowance, which I used 1 inch. This that I marked is the actual place that I'll be stitching on, but I still need allowance for stitching, so I proceeded to measuring 1 inch down, starting from where the armhole stopped. I marked 1 inch to the whole length of the kimono, and you can see that it's on that 1 inch that I'm cutting it. I'm not cutting it on where I marked initially. So for the neckline, I'll be using neck width of 3 and neck depth of 1 at the back. The back is a round neck, so I'll be cutting front and back together first. After this, I'll unpin my fabric and open it up like this so that I can proceed to cutting out the neckline for the front more. So when you are done doing this, you're going to measure depending on how open you want the front to be. In my case, I used 2.5, so I measured 2.5 down from the neckline to the whole length of the kimono, and I proceeded to cutting it out. If you want it wider than this, you can use 3. If you want it not as wide as this, you can use 2 or 1.5. So what is next is to fold down. You have to fold round the tip of the neckline, starting from the down to the center back neckline to the down on the other side as well. After folding, I folded mine with just 1 inch. I double folded it with 1 inch. After folding, you proceed to folding the round sleeve. Like I said, I folded the round sleeve big with like 3 inches. Then give all of this a very good press, and when I was done doing all I said, this is what it came out looking like. The thing is, when you are done folding this round sleeve, you might need to retrim the armhole. So face right side to right side like this, and retrim the armhole inward with like 1 inch, just like I did. Do this to both sides, to the left armhole and then to the right armhole. Just measure 1 inch inward from where the round sleeve stops, and curve or cut out the armhole more. When you are done doing this, the next thing is to shape. So to shape, starting from the round sleeve, you'll be using 1 inch to shape it. Just shape it straight down to the whole length of the kimono on both sides. And when you are done shaping, the next is this rough edge that you've used to shape. You have to secure it so that your kimono will come out neat, and so that this organdy fabric is not poking the person. So I opened it up and pressed it the seam. I opened the seam and pressed it, and then I'll be folding the allowance neatly to both sides. The one that is on the left, you double fold it and stitch it on the left, just like I'm doing, from down to up. And the one that is on the right, double fold it and stitch it, just like I'm doing, from down to up. If at this point you are still with me and you've not subscribed, please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that you will be notified the next time I upload a new tutorial on this channel, because on this channel I upload sewing tutorial on daily basis. So this is it for one side of the allowance. Fold the other side like I said earlier. Make sure that this process is very neat, as neat as possible. And it's so important you fold it like this so that all your rough edge that you've used to stitch it, to shape it, can be concealed. So do this to the left and do this to the right. When you are done doing this, depending on the allowance that you've left on the down of your kimono for folding, in my case I used 2 inches to fold the down of my kimono. If yours is 1 inch, if you've added 1 inch to the length, just fold it inward with 1 inch. And if yours is more than 2 inches, just fold it down inward with whatever allowance that you've added to the length of your kimono. And that is it. Your kimono is fully ready. Just make sure that you give it a very good press. You can see the outcome of mine is looking so beautiful and neatly sewn. If this tutorial has been helpful to you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you have any question, please ask me down in the comment section. In case you've not subscribed, do not forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. I'll see you in my next tutorial. Bye.